just want to say, bro, most supports are boosted in this game because it's so unbelievably forgiving for what you like have to put in.
I wouldn't mind seeing a full rework on some of like the weaker DPS.
I feel like Rivals is like has an identity crisis. They nerf these characters to make them balanced, then they keep the OP characters broken.
Why'd they buff for ult? Like, I don't fucking understand.
I don't
it makes
know.
no sense.
I think Emma is the most game-changing broken character that they've added to the game.
Daredevil alone has changed the meta dramatically.
Yeah, this season's like the first time where like we've actually had 2 viable melee DPS.
But I don't think we need another DPS for a while. Like,
No,
I
at
agree.
all.
we
At
really
all.
just don't.
need
Like, we
another
have
DPS.
every flavor of DPS. Hey guys, and welcome to the new episode of Clear Calms. Today we're joined by 2 special guests, Lyte and iAmAvenue. Welcome, guys. How y'all doing?
Doing good, bro. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man.
What's up? What's up? Well, yeah. So we're almost done. The book's almost closed on season 4, patch 4.5. And then we had Daredevil. We got a lot of the new map, a lot of new changes. How do y'all feel so far? I'm gonna ask you, Lyte, first. How do you feel about Daredevil? How do you feel about this last end of the season?
You know, I actually feel like really, really good about this season compared to last. Like, I thought I was going to be a lot more negative when you initially DM'd me about coming on. But over time, I think that this is like, I don't think the game is in like a great state, but it's the best state that it's been in a very long time. Especially like the season 3. I think season 3 was the worst season that we've had as far as like how miserable it was to play against Emma at her peak strength and Torch and all these other characters. But Daredevil in particular, I think, is like a really, really refreshing addition to the game because we finally have a melee character that beats these hit scans at close range and like actually like shuts down the flanking Hela, the flanking Jean, the Black Widow. Like you can actually do something to these hit scans. And Captain Coach, I'm sure that you could chime in as well as like a Hulk player, like how miserable it is to play Hulk against like Bucky, Emma, Hela, Namor, like all these range characters that your character should be good into, but just isn't because of how overtuned they are.
Coach Mills, you told me this guy was a season 4 hater, bro. This is a
Yeah.
lot of positivity. This is great.
No, we'll get into the negativity.
Well,
Don't worry.
Yeah, there's a lot to be negative about. So one of the big things that I learned about Lyte from is there's a big clip that went viral where he was talking about Jean when Jean was like at her massive strength.
Oh yeah.
And it was like a big rant where he was talking about Jean having no weaknesses. This was back when Jean had the melee tech and all that stuff, and so that went really viral. And I was like, yeah, this is bullshit. I mean, Jean was just so overtuned, and I think the change they did to her, it worked. I mean, she's fine. She's fine. Still really strong, but
it's interesting, right? Because I think that Jean was more overpowered than Daredevil is right now. Yet Daredevil's win rate's quite a bit higher, I believe, at this point in its life.
Broken.
I do too. Well, I mean, do you want to give your thoughts on like why that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Daredevil is he's a very unique character because he could do like literally everything, you know? He isn't just like a dive-based melee, he's anti-dive, he can brawl a bit, like he could do everything, and he could do everything well, too. If they have a Psylocke and they're running just mad dive, you can just pick Daredevil. Cancel out the Psylocke, let your team know where she's at. If you want to dive with Daredevil, you can run a dive comp and do everything. You can literally do everything well on that character. And that's what makes him so strong, in my opinion. Like, you can't, I'm very glad they released Daredevil, but at a certain point, they definitely got to nerf him because you can't do everything, and you can't do everything well. You know, you have to have a specific role, and a character like Daredevil can, if they release more characters like that and they keep them in that state, the game could, be really good if everybody's broken, the game's balanced, right? But at this current state, if they keep releasing characters like that, the game could feel pretty bad again. But so far, the game feels great.
I have a question for either of you. Do you think part of the reason Daredevil is finding a lot of success right now, like I totally agree with you. I obviously think he's really overtuned, but he also just kind of has more of a generic, just usable kit that can kind of be applied to any game, like you said, like any situation? Is it more that he's good because of the design of his character? Like someone like Spider-Man obviously has like limited uses in a lot of situations because sometimes like maybe you just need a certain amount of damage. He doesn't give you enough. I feel like Daredevil is very versatile, and that's part of the reason he's so good. How much do you think it's like the tuning of him, like the numbers of his shielding and stuff, versus just his overall design?
I honestly don't even know how they would nerf Daredevil. Like, I really don't. Maybe just nerf the burst damage on him. But, like, because his character, like, the way he plays is very cool. I just don't know. Like, they can't get rid of, like, because, like, the reason why he's so good with anti-dive is because he can see through walls. And he can brawl, like, anyone in the game. But the reason why he's good at diving is because he's really tanky and he has really good burst damage. So I don't know, and he's very good at getting in and out. So I don't know how they'll nerf Daredevil, unlike besides like making him like his burst damage weaker or just lowering his HP or something like that.
I'll let you know. I'll ask you in a second, like, because I know you play a ton of Daredevil and you're probably the biggest expert on the character right now, out of the four of us. But I think that he's good, but like my biggest problem with him is his survivability, and we're seeing that a lot where there's not that many windows to punish him. Especially we're even seeing that in pro play where, when he's being backed by certain types of utility, he can just pretty much always live. He can always get out of situations. He's never going to be first dead. And so he can go for these like normally risky plays for like a melee character to make, where it's high risk, high reward, but it's just like no risk for him with that level of burst damage. Like, I think you could probably turn down his survivability just a little bit, and the character's still really good in the right hands. It's just like more windows to interact with him. With his reflect is super forgiving. It's like a massive hitbox. I'm remembering it of Genji. Like, Genji was like a lot smaller, and there's ways to like stun it and interrupt it. But like Daredevil's is like all around him, and it's like extremely hard to do damage.
It lasts way too long. It lasts way too long, in my opinion.
But I'm glad the character's broken. Like, I'm actually glad. Like, we have a good character on release, though. Like, I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, I think Daredevil is actually like one of the most important heroes in the game right now to the health of the game.
Yeah.
Like, if Daredevil came out weak like Blade did, the game would be so much worse, and we would be playing hella Namor every single game. And to me, in my opinion, but I think a lot of people share this opinion as well, the worst state of Rivals or any hero shooter is when you have sniper mirrors. Like, no one likes getting one shot across the map, and at least with Dive, like, there's more interactivity, or at least Daredevil being in the game, he can check those characters so we can actually have different types of styles of play that are allowed to be in the game. And Daredevil and Angela together are what allows Dive to be as strong as it is right now. And I watch every single pro play, or I watch every Ignite match on stream. I'm still really good friends with basically, like, I have a friend on every single team of, like, everywhere. And like a big conversation that I had after Ignite was like, people realized that Daredevil was such a critical component to the success of VP and Na'Vi as well. And it's why FlyQuest lost, because FlyQuest can't play Dive. And because they can't play Dive, it comes to a situation where, like, you could ban Psylocke, you could ban both dive tanks, but Angela and Daredevil are still threats. And what would happen is Psylocke is best in slot DPS. You pair that with Daredevil, and if Daredevil and Psylocke are together with like any dive tank at all, it immediately disables the ability for Hela, Namor, Jean Grey, Bucky, like all these other characters to just take over the game. So if he's not there at his strength right now, the game instantly becomes watered down front to back. And he's already weak into Groot and Emma, so it's like, I could see why people want Daredevil to be nerfed, especially in ranked, because he's such like a win harder character. He's like a very Smurf, like kind of Black Panther-esque type of character. But if they nerf him, they have to take down these other characters too. They have to.
That's the thing. What about
I think the wall hacks variation of, like, the strength of his wall hacks though, that he could do without that, and he would still be extremely strong into like the poke compositions. That just makes him really good against a lot of the other dive compositions. And so, like, I think that they could probably tweak his strengths to still be really good against the Hela Namors, but maybe open up some more room for some of these other divers. What do you think about that?
I think they're just like...
Or do you think are you just like, fuck it, like, finally we have a melee DPS that's good and not...
Yeah,
not like,
I mean, this season
like,
is like the first time... Yeah, this season's like the first time where, like, we've actually had two viable melee DPS. Like, every other season, melee DPS have, like, been, like, way worse than the range options. But, like, Iron Fist and Daredevil are actually viable and pickable characters in professional play and, like, in every rank. Like, you can actually make them work, which is really, really refreshing, because for the longest time, Magic is horrible, Panther is horrible, Spider-Man is horrible, Iron Fist is horrible, etc. Like, down the line, you know? And it's like, I don't really consider lower elos. Like, I understand Black Panther is a major problem and, like, very poorly designed because it's just, like, how chaotic he is. But, like, everything is good in low elo, basically. Like, it's always a skill issue in, like, gold, plat, etc., right? And you could just pick Ultron and win the game. Like, you don't even have to be good at the game. You pick Ultron against Black Panther, throw a drone on your support, and forget about it. You know, you don't even have to hit your shots. Like, he just can't kill through it. He can't kill you.
Do you think that like dive has to be kind of OP for that reason? Because it's like, you know, as a higher rank you get, aim gets better, so naturally, you know, they're going to get punished harder for the types of dives they make. I mean, I think that's why those characters are so good right now, is because they have higher effective health than all the other characters, so they can't just get popped, right? So, like, do you think they have to kind of be overtuned for them to work in, like, a competitive scene?
With how overtuned hit scans are, yeah. Like
Yeah.
absolutely. Like look at Bucky and Jean's kits. Like it's unbelievable what Jean Grey still has,
You
bro.
have to match the if you're gonna make the hit scan and the like the poke so strong. I mean, like, just make the melee so strong as well, so it's an even trade off, and,
Yes, yes.
anybody can play.
Like
Like, it just becomes versatile that way.
yeah, exactly.
Well,
It's like
that,
it's crazy. Sorry to cut you off, but just like this one point that I really want to hammer home for everyone to understand. I made a video about this a couple weeks ago, but Rivals, for whatever reason, they've decided to give all their ranged poke characters like Hela, Jean, etc. They have them stuns and mobility and high range damage. So it's like if I'm playing Black Panther, I have to go in and close the gap or I lose the game. Especially if I'm playing against Hela because it's 6v5, she has a gun and I don't. But I lose in close range as a melee character. So like, what am I doing
Yeah.
playing a melee character? Because Hela has a stun
Yeah,
and a
true.
frame 1 iframe and an escape and an ult that like instantly resets her health and shit. Like with, well, I guess it doesn't reset her health, but like you guys, what I'm saying, it does for Jean. Don't even get me started on fucking Jean Grey. But
Oh,
it's like,
dude.
Yeah, bro.
Dude,
the
I gotta-
design of these ranged characters is just unbelievable what they're allowed to do. Like, if Hela didn't have a stun, we could tone down Panther, we could tone down Iron Fist, Spider, like all this, like it's fine because those characters wouldn't need, like they would win at close range as they should, but they just don't because Hela has a stun. Like why?
Avenue, you wanted to say something about Jean?
Oh well, I don't know, man. Like I said, like a lot of these characters are just like they cater to, I don't know. Like I can be realistically, I could be like a GM like player in Rivals, but if I play Bucky, I can literally just brute force my way into like
No, legit,
Celestial
bro.
or like
Yeah, legit.
It's just so stupid. Like especially like
Yeah.
when Jean was busted, like in her peak, it was just like that's another example of just an overtuned character, and I kind of hate that. I feel like Rivals is like has an identity crisis because I feel like if you're gonna cater to casual players, then what's the point of having like an esports organization for like, you know what I mean? Like
Well, yeah, that they're just dumping millions of dollars
it's so
into.
stupid.
Like,
It's so dumb. It's like, can you pick
Yeah.
your side? Like, pick your poison, bro. Do you want to have a casual game that you can make characters just absolutely broken and help the players, or do you want a competitive game where everything is like pretty much balanced and like it's more competitive? You know, I feel like Rivals just has an identity crisis, and like I feel like Jean Grey can like passively heal. Like that's just so stupid.
Yeah,
Like,
like
it's just so dumb. Even like she's not even broken right now, but the fact that character can just passively heal and just like you're just forgiven off of making stupid plays.
It annoys the fuck out of me that she gets to get back to full health and just sit in her ultimate like for no
yeah,
reason.
bro.
Like
and
why,
all one shots.
why is she not the same
yeah.
health that she went into an ultimate when she pressed it? I
Yeah.
think that's
As,
like an easy change to make.
As a Hulk player, I mean, you guys keep saying you need to like buff everything or nerf it. I that's kind of how I felt with Hulk. Like I think he needs everybody to be nerfed. Because everyone always asks me like, what would I do to Hulk? And I just say nerf everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm at
Hulk
the point
is-
now where I'm just like,
Buff
you-
everybody at this point.
yeah, at this
I don't
point-
care what they do. Like, just do it. Like,
But yeah, about the Jean thing. So obviously, we all know about her melee combo that they removed from the game that
God
made
bless.
it right that you
God
any
bless.
any melee character gets out meleeed by her. I still lose in 1v1s in melee to Jean.
Yep.
By the way, as Hulk, 750 health. By the way, still have no chance if I.
I mean, it's
am not-
950 because you're bubble.
Right.
Basically, yeah.
Right, so even more. Right, and I pretty much have to have bubble and full health bar and land right on top of her. And oh, by the way, she'll still just jump away.
and fly away.
It's awful, man. Like it's so hard out here for in this
Yeah.
tank economy, man.
Hulk, it's so unlucky for Hulk players too. Like, I play with Monster a lot as well. He's like a really big Hulk
Oh,
guy
yeah.
too, and so I'm like very in tune with the character and like how like what it's good into and stuff like that. And he was the only tank, like the only tank in Ignite out of every single tank that didn't get played at all for any reason. Like even Thor, like Thor was played, like more than once. Like Hulk is just like, he's not a bad character. I just think he's the most balanced tank, and that's the problem.
Okay, I got a question for both you guys because I've been dying to ask like DPS players. This question in particular, do you think the power budget for individual heroes, right, like how much health you give a hero, how much damage, do you think mobility is too high of a price within a hero's individual power budget? Because I feel like it is personally in this game.
What do you mean? Like, can you elaborate more on that?
I think so. I think Hulk and Spider-Man are very similar characters. Like, the devs think that, okay, well, they just have so much mobility, so we have to keep the rest of their kits tame.
Okay.
Right. So
But,
like
like, they're
Angela
too tame.
might be an exception to that, and she's like really good right now, and
Yeah,
people
she
are
is.
starting to get good with her. And her mobility is insane, but it's not like Hulk insane. Like it's kind of like well, I don't know. I mean,
She's it's pretty insane. I mean, she's just
it's
flying.
yeah. Like the good ones they're just zigzagging over point, and you can just never kill her. So you say yes, Lyte?
Yeah, I think like Hulk and Spider-Man in particular suffer from like the same issue. Like they have this mobility, but they can't do anything with it. Like they're not. In Spider-Man's case, he's not lethal enough, or he can't survive long enough. Like I've spent a lot of time talking with Rek about this. He's like a big Spider-Man guy, and he wants Spider-Man to be more of an assassin, where he wants to like buff his damage, which I think is like more toxic than just buffing his survivability. Because if we have a hyper lethal Spider-Man like we did in season 1 when we had the symbiote bond and he's just one-tapping people every 30 seconds, that's the type of gameplay that like people hate Black Panther for, like unreactable one-shots. Yeah. Where if he's more survivable, he can stay in, do his combos, do his thing, and he has higher uptime, and he's more of a valuable character. And I think Hulk is like kind of similar, where like he doesn't do enough damage,
I love him.
but he also can't survive long enough. Like he does, like his bubble isn't. It's not enough. It's not like a cap shield or Venom getting 1,000 HP or like.
There's another like passive buff you can do to those characters too, like Hulk and Spidey. Like if you just nerf like the CC, or just nerf like the overkitted characters like Bucky and stuff like that, then everybody gets buffed. Like Spidey gets buffed, Hulk gets buffed. So if they focus, it just depends on what they want to focus on. But I think they should go the route of nerfing CC and just nerfing like overkitted characters. That's
that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. Is I feel like there's a lot about this game that's getting hard power crept. Like the fact that we need a character like Daredevil to be good, like that strong in order to be good, is crazy.
Yeah.
I think like
it's insane.
Like we took from Bucky from season 0 all the way to now, they just constantly like buff this character, and I feel like we should have gotten a whole bunch of nerfs up until this point.
Speaking of which, Avenue, you're like one of the best torches, right? How do you feel about the torch nerfs, and why don't you think they did that with other characters? Was it just because he was like so prominent? Because I feel like Jean is still good, but there's Torch. Like I don't really see Torch anymore, and they nerfed his mobility and his damage.
He has so much downtime now. Like you can't like
the
Torch is like. Torch would be good if the meta wasn't so strong. That's the problem with like these characters, because they nerf these characters to make them balance, but then they keep the OP characters broken, and so like it just makes the characters look even worse. But the real reason why Torch is just not good right now is just because he has so much downtime. They just nerfed him really weird. If they just got rid of his mobility, like if they got rid of the melee tech, where I can like, if they just brought back season 1.5 Torch really and just nerfed his movement. He would be like perfectly like he'd be really good. He'd be like in a really good spot because then you have like good uptime. You're not like weaving everywhere. You're like it's just.
I have a question for everybody about Torch. Do y'all think that Torch is a failure of design? Because I feel like they constantly have a problem with keeping that character. He's either broken or terrible.
Season 1.5 was perfectly. He was so good.
Yeah,
Season
all they have to do to
Torch,
Torch, bro. I actually really like the movement tech, and I think it carves a niche out for him in the Flyer roster. Like. If you look at Storm, Torch, Iron Man, and we ask ourselves like what distincts between these two characters, okay? So like Torch for me, he should be the most survivable flyer, but he has moderate damage to compensate. Iron Man is super vulnerable, but he actually has movement. Like he can move more than Storm can, but not as much as Torch can, but his damage should be higher than Torch's. And then Storm is just damage all one way, has no mobility, super susceptible to dying, but like she will give the most damage, Torch is the least damage. It's like two opposite ends of the spectrum, and Iron Man's in the middle. And the movement tech also takes skill too, so it's like I think we're taking away techs that require skill and like simplifying a character to streamline the experience. I think is like usually always a bad idea.
Yeah. Like you could keep the movement tech, but like
just lower the damage. If the damage is too much.
Right. Or just like make it so he doesn't have. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say like the problem that the devs are probably running into is that characters that require the movement tech to be playable are characters that no one in low elo can ever use, right? Because they're just too weak.
Yeah.
And I understand like from our point of view, like that doesn't fucking matter. Like if you can't figure it out, then the character sucks. Sorry, but. They're having like no one's gonna play Human Torch underneath like the GM rank if the movement tech is required.
But it's just always gonna be impossible to like make every hero like good at every rank.
The same argument is we shouldn't have gotten rid of like the melee tech on Jean. We should have nerfed everything else. Nerf the damage, nerf the sustain, nerf for HP. Keep the melee tech in.
Well,
That's the same.
Jean's a sniper. Jean's a sniper. It's different.
Right.
Like she's just fundamentally just poorly designed.
Right, but they could have heavily reduced her range damage, or they could have done it in a lot of ways. But I'm saying you keep the tech. Like the tech is what is part of what makes a character strong, as opposed to. But like the more text you add in, the harder it is for like an average person to understand them.
Yeah, like Captain Coach, do you care? Like, let's say Jean still had the melee tech, but let's just completely gut her range damage, like just neuter it. Like, would she be fine in your opinion? If she was like a close range type of Reaper-esque, maybe like more of like a Cassidy, closer range, like medium to short range type of gun character.
That would be
that's
interesting.
actually kind of interesting.
I like that identity for her. To be honest, it makes her way different than Hela.
Yeah, because
she's kind of just like a mid Hela at this point, you know.
I find that, like, I don't really care if I get. I mean, I guess it's not as bad to get blown up far away than close up, because it's like, okay, they landed their shots. I don't know. That's an interesting question. I do like to see different characters go routes that are more like different and not, to have like different archetypes. Like
exactly.
What would that be considered? Like almost like a mage, like a melee, like I don't know. I mean, I've never seen something like that.
I think pretty much all of her
Yeah.
damage should be about igniting her flames, in my opinion, and there should be almost no damage from the actual hitting of her primary. Like it's all about the marks. You would change her whole identity.
I think it would work just because she has such good mobility and escape tools that it probably could work if you like gave her a little bit of health and just like gutted her range damage. Probably would be viable and might be something like interesting that you could see. I mean, no, I love seeing stuff like that. Like maybe it could be like a different type of counter to like dive, for instance, whereas like Fantastic can displace and offer shields, whereas like if you get too close to Phoenix, you'll just die. Like maybe that's kind of something that they could look at.
In my mind, like in the video that I made when I talked about like the poor design of the hit scans in this game, I like compared it to Overwatch, and like Overwatch has done a really good job. Minus like Freya, I think she kind of overlaps with a lot of the characters, but if you look at like Cassidy to Ashe to Black Widow, like there's like a very obvious distinct like range advantage between those three, where like you pick Cass for mid to close, Ashe for long, and Widow for like she's like an actual sniper. And so in this game, like we could have Jean Grey be the Cassidy, where Bucky kind of already fills that role, but she would have more damage and be more mobile than Bucky, so it's another option, kind of like Sojourn, right? Like Sojourn doesn't have a stun like Cassidy does, or like a ground or whatever, but she does have mobility. And so like I think what would be cool for Jean is if we just removed her stun entirely, but let her reduce the cooldown of her dash by like 0.2 seconds every time she procs a mark. So she's like blinking all over the place.
That would be very cool.
But you can actually get in range and pressure her. Yeah. But range is where she wants to be because she has this melee tech. So you just make it to where people have to come into you. You don't have effective long range damage. Like you got the gun's range damage. But when you come into her, she's going to be constantly procking this passive, blinking all over the place, and it's engaging to play. And there's clear counterplay options. You just pick a gun.
Yeah, that'd be super fucking fun. If anyone's ever like gone to the training room with no cooldowns and just blinked around on Jean, it's like it actually feels so good.
They need to add an indicator where she blinks to. Like that needs to be in the game right now.
I hard agree on that.
That is so cancer. That
they need to add a lot of like things that tell you what's going on.
Like the Black Panther tracer that they did? Do that with Jean.
Like that.
Do that with Jean. Yeah.
Wait, so what are your thoughts on Emma then? Because Emma kind of fills that role as like a tank, right? Like you get too close to her, you just can't really play the game.
I think Emma is the most game-changing broken character that they've added to the game.
Yeah.
She has been nothing but nerfed since her release, and she still dominates the tank roster. Like pro play is different. Like these double dive tank metas are different, and dive is like a completely different story when it's played on a macro level with people who've been playing together for months with coordination. Like it's a completely different game. But in ranked, if you don't ban Emma and you play tank, you were just going to be miserable. She counters every tank in the game. She steamrolls the front line. She steamrolls every melee hero. And it is just absurd to me how this character is just dodge the nerfs that she needs. Like her damage, I got into a lobby. I think it was TTK and a Smurf. I don't know who it was, but this Emma, someone on my team said ban Captain America, and they banned Cap instead of Emma, and this kid drops 44,000 damage. Like, I could tell it was a pro player, but he has 10k more damage, more than everyone in the lobby. This is like a top 500 lobby. And the game was just insufferable. It was miserable. You can't play. We weren't mirroring Emma, and if there's a good Emma on the enemy team, you just lose. Period.
have to
She
mirror
just
it.
dominates everything. You just have to ban it. There's nothing you can do. Her range is too good. Her damage is too good. Point and click fucking stun on demand. The crystal, she pulls a crystal out from you, and then diamonds, one-shots tanks.
You know what my least favorite part about her is?
What's that?
She's too skinny, bro.
Yes, and her hitbox.
Yeah,
You can't hit her.
Yes,
no,
she's
bro,
very
bro.
skinny. Yes.
No, legit.
I
Her
hate
base
it.
HP, her base HP is higher than Thor's, and her hitbox is like half the size too.
Get her some McDonald's or something. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, like,
what
legit.
are we doing, bro?
It's just like, I
So
literally
what do
think
they do?
should
What do they
cut
do
the
about
damage in
Emma?
half.
What do they
cut
do?
her
What do they do?
damage in half.
Just-
Like actually,
Yeah, she
it's
does.
just the damage.
The
It's just the
problem,
damage.
no, no.
once
Chris
again,
does a lot of
the
damage,
problem
too.
is the experience of Emma, because like the character is, she's fucking so boring to play in my opinion.
The
And I
problem-
think like in low elos, she's just so frustrating to play because it's like I'm not saying she's not strong because she is. It's just like she's just really do nothing for a lot of the game. You're just like constantly just shooting on the front line, waiting for someone to
They-
make a mistake. Not
they-
doing
Yeah,
anything.
but that grab is so lethal. It could change a.
That's what I'm saying. I think they
round.
need to completely rework
It's
that
the grab
kick, 'cause
tech,
it's
in my
not
opinion.
engaging if you just have like a fucking 15-second cooldown and then you just primary shooting 5 feet in front of you.
Because the whole idea of like
what
playing
do you
tank
do?
is to create space, and then you have someone like Emma who just denies that. And
She
so
just
it's like, it
kills you.
makes
You
the
get
game.
grabbed.
That's,
just
that,
die.
I think that entire design is something they should revisit. Like I don't know exactly what that looks like, but if you just took the damage in half, like yeah, it would balance the character, but
Well, what does that
the
mean,
character would be
though?
so boring. Like what would the
What does
character
it-
even do? Just
What does it
stand
mean to
around?
cut the damage in half? Because most of her damage, she just farms off of tanks. And the reason she does that is because the little mine crystal she pulls out that she shoots at is like percentage health damage to tanks.
Yeah.
It absolutely nukes. So she can one-shot squishies when she grabs them and kicks them into a wall. She can basically full to dead tanks in like a second and a half. So she can't, like, simply put, you shouldn't let her have both. Like a tank that counters other tanks is, like, you never see that do well in any games. Like League had a big problem where they just all the bruisers countered other bruisers, but they were useless against everything else, and it was just miserable to play that role. It's the same right now with Emma. So what I think they need to do is lower the mine crystal percentage damage
Hard agree.
and
Hard agree.
and maybe somehow make it to where she has to like combo that with her kick, so it's like a full combo. And then okay, if you want to make her a tank killer, fine, but maybe do it in a way where like the grab isn't so oppressive.
It needs to be, if she wants to be, like, if her identity is to be the frontline winner, it's fine that she has percent health damage on her crystal and the diamond.
And the
but
heal block.
It should be like Iron Fist, where you don't do any damage to squishies. Like, you grab a squishy, your team needs to be there for you to kill them. Like, you should not be able to solo kill,
Right.
instantly kill someone when you grab them as a squishy. Like, I shouldn't get grabbed out of my Spider-Man ult and instantly killed with no one else looking at me from the Emma. You just can't have tanks with one-shots. It's boring. It's why Roadhog was so oppressive, and why people hate Doomfist right now. Like, anytime you have a tank with 7 billion health that can one-shot you, the game is miserable.
That being said, I do think Emma like can be fun to play. Like that feeling of just like constantly kind of like pushing those front lines back. I do think that kind of ebb and flow is kind of fun. She's just she's just too overtuned. They gotta like figure out, because like, there are some games where I'll be playing Emma and there's just nobody to hit, and I'm just like, shit, I'm kind of useless. Like, I better find something to do. So what I'll do is I'll just like sit on my healers and just like try to push fights that way, because there's just like not much else. So you just sit and wait. So like games like that too also feel pretty bad. It's because she has to hit tanks.
It's completely fine to have a character like Emma in the game. Like, it's a necessary evil to have a point and click grab. Like, you see it all the time in every game. Like, you know, you have Mo and Krill from Deadlock, or Warwick from League, or whatever. Like, any type of like anti-carry, I'm going to shut you down type of character
I love
is
Warwick.
necessary and good. That's fine. But it is too much. Like, Mo and Krill doesn't just kill you. Like, he needs his team to be there. Same thing with Warwick. Same thing with like any other anti-character. Like, the design of the character is that, yes, they're going to shut down the carry, but their team needs to be there. But Emma just kills you. So like she doesn't need her team. That's the problem.
Yeah.
She is the team.
Mills, we should ask Avenue about Blade, by the way, too. I wanted to ask him a couple
do.
of,
You
I'll be
do
excited to
like
talk
it.
about Blade.
because I think
yeah.
Blade is so broken and nobody knows about it. Like, I feel
the
like he's
character's
so
insane,
good.
But he's terrible at the same time.
Well, what do you think?
Okay.
What do you think he needs in order to be like an actual meta pick?
The
Like,
game needs to fix. Like, the devs just need to fix the game.
like-
It's not.
He's
It's
like
not
the whole-
Blade. Blade is actually really good. Like, I have 90 hours on Blade, and the only time I lose on Blade is when the no hit regs in the lobby are like massive. Like, the problem with Blade is the no hit regs. It's not the character. It's when I shoot Luna 30 times and 3 of my shots do damage. You know, that's the problem with Blade. It's like, it's either you 2-tap any squishy in the game, or you shoot a squishy 5 times and like two shots like actually do damage.
Yeah, because I saw your
insane.
TikTok talking about the no reg problem.
It's
in Rivals.
it's unbelievable, bro. Like that's the Blade is so good. Like, and the community, like Blade is so good. But if I click Blade on my team in a high elo lobby, like I'll be hitting C1 on Blade, and then I insta lock Blade and then one above all lobby. My team just throws because they don't think the Blade is the right pick. They just throw the game. And so, besides that, in the no-hit regs, Blade is actually broken. Like, the character's actually really good.
I wanna ask you, Avenue, when do you, like, realistically, like, you look at Blade in a game, like, look at their team comp, look at your comp, when is it actually better than, like, Bucky?
Well, Blade is actually good to pair with Bucky. I wouldn't, like, if they have, Blade is good in a Brawl comp. But, the only problem with Blade is that he's not getting any value because of the game itself. Like I'm telling you, like when I pop off on Blade, I'm literally like dropping 25 finals like a game. Like I have so many YouTube videos of me just dropping like over 20 finals on Blade because I'm 2-tapping every squishy. But then there's other games where I'm doing literally 0 damage, and Blade feels good in those situations when I'm actually doing damage. I mean, I don't know how if you ban Bucky, then Blade's like a really good pick. But realistically, any DPS in the game really isn't better than Bucky besides like Psylocke right now.
Yeah, I think for me the problem with Blade, like I definitely see Blades like do stuff sometimes. Emma has to be banned, of course. Like, but the thing that I have with Blade is he doesn't really feel like he wins you the game. He just like exists and then ults with a Groot or like something else, and then that's it. But
the
like
reason why
he's
he
not
doesn't exist is because the Blade on your team is quite literally doing 0 damage, and he's not saying anything to your teammates. Like he won't swap even though he's shooting the Luna Snow 30 times and he's doing literally 0 damage because of the no-hit regs. That character has the worst no-hit regs in the entire video game. It's
I
actually
agree.
crazy.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
If you ever play Moon Knight, if anybody here has played Moon Knight, you would know the no-hit regs on Moon Knight's pretty bad. Like they're pretty atrocious. Like you'll throw your Moonblade and like you'll do 0 damage. Mm-hmm. Now imagine that like literally every like 3 shots on Blade is a no-hit reg. It's actually unbearable. Like that's the reason why the character is so bad. In my opinion, I think 100 hours on the character.
I think they could also they could probably easily like make Blade broken if they wanted to, like at any moment.
Yeah,
if
his
they just like
numbers are
upped
so
his,
low.
they could easily up any of his numbers, his anti-heal numbers.
Yeah.
Like you just up silver bullet numbers, anti-heal,
Bro,
and you could just make that character
man,
just
like
that is, like, the
literally
biggest
like
problem.
2 taps, bro. Like it's like
his.
I'm telling you guys, like if I'm taking an off angle and I see a Rocket Raccoon and a Jeff, like and my gun is hitting, like they're both dead within 4 shots. Like because like that's actually like
I don't know
Blade's
why. It's
actually a
because
really good counter to
the
Jeff
reason
and
you
Rocket.
get no regs is because of the way the gun operates, right? That gun is really
It's a
strange.
projectile, and most projectiles
It's like
a
a
lot
delayed.
of
It's like a
projectiles.
delayed projectile a little bit.
Yeah, and then like it's a spread too. So like you'll get 3 of your bullets to hit register, but the other like whatever how many bullets like no reg. So like you'll do either half the damage or 0 the damage, or like the bullet just doesn't do a full bit of damage. It's not like because like the reason why Blades is so bad is because like Bucky, Namor, Moon Knight, when you shoot your projectile, it's a 1 by 1. You know, Bucky's a 1 bullet, Namor's a 1 bullet, so you're not feeling those no-hit regs as much unless like your gun just literally just no-hit regs completely. The reason why
it
Blade's
happens on
no-hit
Bucky
regs so
too.
much-
You do get some no
Yeah,
regs every once in a while.
but you have like
It's-
these individual pellets that no-hit reg, so like you're
Yeah.
upping the chances by like 6x. Now you know what I mean. So like all your like half of your pellets will no-hit reg and the other half don't. So Blade is literally just doing 0 damage even if you're in perfect range.
Yeah, I think for me the 2 biggest things that Blade suffers from, aside from his like no regs, like let's assume his no regs work or whatever, and we take him in the highest tier of environment. Like the first is that Blade, I don't think like actually wins you the game like other characters do. Like if I pick Daredevil or even Spider-Man or like Hela, like I can get in the backline, get active, I can flank, I can
Right.
like get picks, I can win the game. Like Bucky has the hook, he wins you the game. Blade just sits there with his team, and the anti-heal is so weak, you can't capitalize on. Like I think the anti should be what Blade you pick him for. Like they triple support, you pick Blade, they can't play it anymore. Like we would not have the season 3 or 3.5 support Armageddon if Blade was good. Like even now, triple support wouldn't be good if Blade's anti-heal actually mattered. And to me, like that's what his identity should be.
It's risky. It's risky though, because he might even just dominate double support 2 tank compositions if his anti heal's like 30% or 40%.
Well,
he could just like kill everything.
I've had an issue with Blade anti-heal from the start. I feel like there's not enough of a visual indicator too when someone has anti-heal on them.
He's very team reliant.
Like,
Yeah.
do you not even like? I don't think there's a visual indicator. Maybe I'm wrong. Like, I don't know.
It's over your health.
It's just purple health bar.
Yeah.
Purple health bar. Yeah, I feel like it should be more, to be honest.
Yeah,
and it should be like this big thing where everyone's just like, okay, focus that person.
Yeah, they could add something to it, but for me, I think like you should pop the anti on the tank, and even if there's just like a standard 2-2-2, like Blade still wouldn't be broken because the nature of his kit is like Blade can't like mark anything really. Like he doesn't like. You're not gonna flank on Blade like you are on Hela and just kill everyone, you know? Like his gun is too
his
short
damage
range.
is like it ramps up instead of instant. Like you can't
exactly.
really flank at all.
And like for the melee characters that he get, like you're not gonna beat Psylocke in a close range duel. Daredevil runs you over. Like you will win against Iron Fist here and there, but Iron Fist can kind of avoid you because Blade doesn't really have the type of mobility that other characters do. Like he has his dashes
I kind of
and
disagree
shit,
with
but,
that take, like low key.
What part?
Iron Fist?
Iron Fist, like Iron Fist he can close the gap on you. Like the whole thing about Blade is like. I use my dash, like say like a Psylocke presses me or a Daredevil presses me, I use my dash to get away to shoot them from this distance.
Yeah.
They come toward me, I dash back to shoot them. Iron Fist can kind of like just stay on you at all times with the autobot.
Yeah. Of course. My point was like, as the Blade, if you're in a side lane, right? Like he's not like a duelist in the sense of like you go flank as Blade on side lane, Psylocke matches you. Are you winning that? Yes or no? Like no snowflake either side, right? Probably not because she just outranges you and it's Psylocke. Unless you outplay her and like deflect her right click or whatever. But most of the time Psylocke just runs you over and you have to leave. You won't die, but you have to leave. And when you leave, the Psylocke gets that lane and then he uses that lane to pressure your back line and it's a whole thing. So Blade doesn't go side lane. He sits with his team and he just does his thing. He capitalizes off what other people do, but he himself is not winning you the game. He's capitalizing off of other people doing things, and that's like the problem.
Character at all.
Exactly. He's not Torch. He's not Bucky. He's not Hela. Like he doesn't win the game.
Well, maybe they need to double down on that, like you said. What are your thoughts on healing absorbs, not healing reduce? So you put like a counter on someone where the healing that hits them
like
just
Zen?
fills up that counter, then once that counter's off, then the heals will hit.
That's cool.
Oh, so it's like a
because then he would win you the game.
Right.
If you hit it like a good anti on someone at the right time, and you hit them with
it
your
would
sword,
stop
like
all
that
healing until they healed through it or the timer wore off.
Yeah,
Well,
like that would win you the game, and that would like actually make Blade a viable good character if the anti-heal.
Does that thematically fit, or does it not matter?
Like, I don't think it matters, but I don't think. How do y'all feel about? I don't think thematically matters at all. I don't know. Yeah, you can just make up the rules and just make a character. Yeah. But okay, this actually kind of you talking about that Lyte wanted me to kind of bring this to the group is how do y'all feel about Psylocke? Because I feel like that character is just so fucking busted. Like
I hate invisible characters, bro.
Yeah, no, it's just like their golden child, like Psylocke, Luna, and like Emma.
Yeah.
Why did they buff? Why did they buff her ult? Like I don't fucking understand.
I don't
it makes
know.
no sense. Like it in the pro matches in Ignite, like Psylocke was like fucking Thanos. Like literally,
yeah,
like,
literally, like admin, like pub stomp admin like character.
The reason, okay, so Psylocke was not good she was still good, but like she was perceived to not be good because Psylocke can't operate as a solo DPS. And the reason is because she has downtime. So Star-Lord took over Psylocke on 3.5 during the support Armageddon as a pocket DPS, like Star-Lord and Torch, because they excel with resources and don't have any downtime. Anytime you have a character like Psylocke or like Iron Fist or Spider-Man, these characters don't operate as solo DPS because they don't have enough damage to make up for the fact that you're playing triple support. It's like Bucky can play that role, Jean can play that role. Hela can't really. She doesn't do like you kind of can, but not really. Psylocke can, and etc. Right? But that didn't mean Psylocke was weak. It just meant that the meta didn't revolve around her because support was just so much better than everything else in the game. But it didn't mean Psylocke needed to be brought up here.
Yeah, and then they made nerfs specifically to triple support, and then they buffed Psylocke in addition to those things. So
exactly, they just needed to bring it down.
Like, and you get like overshield on Psylocke too. Like, why does she get overshield? Like,
yo, you know that overshield stacks with her team up too.
It's
so
so
she, like,
stupid.
Like she gets even more health. Like it's like
a hit scan that can go invisible. Who gets overshield has the best ultimate in the game. Like I don't understand.
Yeah, I always hate it when I know I can just tell by a Psylocke, like by the way that they're playing, that they have their ult, and they'll just be so aggressive, like just dive so hard knowing that they can just use that ult as like a reset and escape, and they can get away with so much because of that.
It's so brain dead. You can't interact with the ult either Like think of Jean. Jean is another ult that just one-shots you. At least you can break it.
Yeah,
Right.
like
Psylocke
why
is
she
invulnerable.
immortal?
She's
Yeah.
invulnerable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why?
why is she immortal in the ult? Like that doesn't make any sense to me.
This
It's
game
zero
has a really-
skill.
Yeah, no. This game has a big problem with. There's a lot of ults that are just either press Q to kill or press Q to save. Like you press this Q and like no one could die. Okay, we all know about the support ults that are just bullshit. But there's also like a whole bunch of them that are just press Q, we kill, and no skill involved. Like no decision making involved.
It's
just
weird,
Fucking,
man.
like an autopilot. Like why is Psylocke a character that actually does have high mechanical like difficulty and like extremely high skill ceiling and even a pretty high skill floor? Why is her ultimate just like invulnerable? Just do damage.
Like,
I
yeah, I
don't
mean,
understand.
look at Iron Fist and Magic. Like, they press their ults, it upgrades their kit, but they
I
can
have a
still
theory.
die. And it still takes
Yeah.
skill.
Yeah,
but
and-
it's not a very popular opinion why they make Psylocke
what
that
is
way.
it? What is it?
She sells skins to casuals.
Oh, so they have
So
to
does
keep one part
Spider-Man,
of her.
but
They have to
Spider-Man's
keep-
horrible.
they
Yeah,
gotta
but
keep one-
Spider-Man's like genuinely like fun to play. Psylocke, I feel like Spider-Man is iconic in this. Like Spider-Man's why a lot of people are just going to start playing this game. I don't think
know,
he's
and
ever
it's
going
so
to be.
sad how shit he is.
He's your
too.
main, right? Like one of your mains.
He was like what I was known for a while. Like him and Star-Lord were the two characters. But I stopped playing Spider-Man pretty much entirely because it's like not good for my pro career, and the character is
Oh.
just historically too weak. You just can't. There's no point.
I thought you were
Like,
going
I
to
am-
say not good for your mental health for a second.
Well, that too.
I
That
think
too.
they
But
play
like,
because of my mental health.
They could probably
Exactly.
make Spider-Man meta in pro play if they wanted to. Like fairly easy, right? If they just buff the right things. What do you think about that?
yeah. So the problem is like, if you're playing against the best players in the world, Spider-Man has no place at all in the game right now, like ever. Like I've thought about it, I've talked to people about it. Like even under perfect conditions in the right ban, there's never ever a reason to pick him. He's just too weak. He's like Black Panther. He's just too weak.
Right.
They would need to
they would
buff
have to
so
massively
much.
buff
They need to
him.
rework Black Panther.
I
though.
wanted to. I had an idea. I wanted to run by you, Lyte.
Yeah.
And I want to. You can tell me it's stupid. It's a terrible idea. I'm not fully sold on it, but it's around Spider-Man and how to make him balanced.
Yeah.
So you look at a character like Rocket, gets picked in pro play, very easy to play, guaranteed value just by having a Rocket on your team. You get the res, you get the damage from your ult. Why not do something like that with Spider-Man? Because his kit is already so oppressive that if you gave him more damage, it would hit that break point where it's just like unfun to play against. You're getting one shot. If you buffed his webs and CC, that would be good, but at the end of the day, it's about getting kills in this game. So that probably wouldn't do. So what if you gave him like some kind of passive, like Spidey sense or something, where it's like
Yes,
maybe right, like
Shitty though. It's not real.
well, you hear people, its little thing goes off. I mean, like just
Yeah.
as an example, where it's like more defensive minded. Like if anytime a teammate drops below 20% health and Spider-Man's in range, he'll just like dash to him, or so maybe there's like a little thing where you can trigger and it gives him like some kind of like protection, like a very easy to use sort of like, or just like a passive where they just get a little shield. You see Spider-Man pop up. Oh, I helped you, and it's you know what I mean, like kind of like a passive buff for everybody that just is in the game because Spider-Man was picked, sort of thing.
I mean,
like a
it's
team
like
up.
Like a team up, but more just like
Yeah.
it'd be like giving everybody on the team 10% life steal, something like that, where it's like you have this little buff over your head, and once it's used, maybe like he'll save somebody, or something like that.
if this wasn't like Marvel Rivals and like it wasn't like Spider-Man in particular, like if it was an unbranded off-brand character, I think that would be fine. But I think like the character's identity and the way that they designed him is really good how it is. And I wouldn't add like some type of support capability to him. I think it's fine to have a hypermobile melee assassin. Like that's like his thing. He's just so shit at that. Like what he needs to be able to do that job better, or he needs more uptime so he's actually more pressure in the game. So what I've been saying for a while, what they need to do to Spider-Man is to, every time he procs a tracer, give him bonus health up to like 320, 350. Like you can play with the number exactly, because every other melee hero gets bonus health besides him. All of them. In some type of manner, like Iron Fist deflect, Daredevil off of his chains, Magic with just hitting people, Panther dashing, like all of them. Spider-Man's the only one. And because that's the case, like I think that they tamed on that because of how mobile he is, but his kill combos just take so long to execute when people start getting good, because this overhead thing that he does, that needs to be increased by like 20 or 30%. and he
So
needs to
slow,
get bonus
yeah.
health when he procs a Tracer, and he's fine. And
You know
then
what I
he's
said
fine.
about the overhead? I think they should give him overshield when he does the overhead. Like, I think that would be dope. A dope addition to Spider-Man.
The problem with that is that you never get that off against, like, if you get that off on someone, they're probably
that's
dead.
true. Yeah, okay, that's true.
But you can never get it off because it's so slow, and people
so
just
slow,
kill you
yeah.
before it happens. Yeah.
Is there an argument to be made that giving every character bonus health is just a sign that they need to reduce the overall damage of a couple characters? Because I feel like that's... I personally like longer fights. That's kind of why I play Hulk, is that he kind of draws out the fights and makes them go on longer. And I think, to me, that's more skillful, like kind of like you said earlier.
Yeah, I just think if you went that route, it would be a lot more work than just giving Spider-Man more survivability. Honestly.
So just buff the characters who need it, sort of. Yeah.
So like keep everybody in the game broken, but buff all the like weak characters instead of like, because I feel like Rivals went this route where like they initially it was like if every character's broken, like everything's balanced, but they've like nerfed like they've nerfed like certain
Hulk,
characters,
when Hulk
and
was
like
never
there's
the
like 4
problem.
characters in the game that just run that like if you don't play them, you're like actually throwing.
It's always, for Hulk, it's always been his team-ups. Like, I just hate how they treat that character because he's extremely hard to play. So the characters that are hard to play like Hulk should always be good, that are skill expressive, like Spider-Man, Hulk, like Psylocke, Star-Lord. Like, these characters should all be relevant. But for some reason, they
You have
just
a stream I can
have
sub to?
favoritism.
How do I give you money? How do tier 3? I'm gonna start gift this. Keep going.
No, bro, like I said, I play with Monster all the time, and when I was on FlyQuest, like Spark Chief was my tank too, and he's like a big Hulk guy at the time as well. Like, I understand the character and the struggle so well, and it's so sad because the character is so well designed, except for his Exiles. Exile's weird, but he's so well like designed and balanced, but like they just have Emma Frost and Magneto and all this other bullshit. Whenever it's like, why are we just leaving Hulk to be a team up merchant?
I have a confession. Hulk is at a point right now where you can play Mag at a below average level and find way more value than you ever would on Hulk in like probably
Easily.
about at least half your games.
That's a lot of that. How the
A
DPS
below average level, and
it's the same thing with both
I
sides.
I have like 600 plus hours on him, right? So it's just like that feels terrible. So you know what I do? I purposefully play those characters really, like I don't practice them at all, and I just double down, I full go ons because I'm committed, right? So it's like just so I won't have to play them in my head. It's not good. I'm not a good teammate, but I don't know. I'm hoping for buffs coming up here. Like
He should. I would be very surprised if he didn't get buffed, especially because like
Yeah.
the Panther Hulk team up was dog shit. Like that was the most nonsensical fucking garbage ass
What a
change that
weird
they ever
team-up.
did. The team up is like fine, but we're gonna nerf Panther's base HP, give him a conditional bubble through a team up, and then have that team up be a 45-second cooldown. Like
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
yeah,
It's just
that-
horrible.
I mean, it's just for the clips. It's literally just for the clips, like the viral clips, like at the start of the season. That's literally
Yeah,
all it's
like
for.
the
It's not
character.
really-
And when are you playing Hulk and Panther together?
Yeah, it's like a weird combo.
It's
Like,
not
Like
that
I
good.
guess
It's
I
not
guess
that
you
good.
could sometimes, but like Hulk is like a weird character where he's not like a full diver like Angela or Cap or Venom, but he can't brawl either as well as other. Like he's very like
You'll rarely get a shield off on BP. They're always zipping around. Like there's not.
Yeah,
He's hitting
yeah.
random targets. Hulk kind of wants to all focus the
if
same
I had
one.
to, yeah, if I had to predict for next patch, I think there's no chance in hell Psylocke doesn't get nerfed. I think Torch will get buffed. I think Hulk will get buffed, and I think that's all I can predict. Actually, I
don't
would say
think Torch
Bucky
is
will
gonna
get
Dude,
nerfed.
they're buffing fucking Luna, Emma, Psylocke.
yeah,
Yeah,
everybody's
that's,
just gonna
who
be the
knows, of
same.
course.
They'll never Spider-Man. Like they'll just do something silly.
They'll
Yeah.
give, they'll
You
give
never
Bucky
know.
another
You never
CC.
know with Netties, but like
I don't know why they don't do hot fixes. Like I don't know. Like if they see a character
Yeah.
like so dominant in the meta, like within the start of the season, why don't they do hot fixes of like reducing that character or like buffing others?
it's because in their minds, like I've talked with people who are like in the inner circle of like the content creator program or whatever, like the super one, and in their heads they think about characters in the game like months in advance because they already know the abilities, of course, of other characters that they're going to release and stuff like that. And so their headspace is always thinking forward instead of in the present. So in their minds, Hulk is broken right now because the 5-6 new characters they're going to add to the game are just perfect for Hulk to play with and against. So we don't need to touch Hulk right now. Like we'll just keep adding
mean,
characters every month.
In fairness
and
to
go from
them,
there.
in fairness to them, it's extremely hard when they're. I mean, there's just the game's changing so fast compared to other games. Like we're not sitting in one hero. Daredevil alone has changed the meta dramatically. They're going to be another character in like a week. There'll be another character in a month. Like it's extremely hard, especially when you're like they could never do internal testing of a character. Like because what are they going to do it on this patch, next patch, when the hero's here, with the next changes? Like how are they going to ever do internal testing in a way that's reasonable? Like they could definitely hotfix, but it's like hard because. So, like, as an example, like, in Valorant has, like, an internal testing team where they have, like, a hired team that, like, of, like, ex-pros and, like, Radiant players that, like, test. Who are they to trust about, like, are they going to trust community sentiment about what to buff and nerf? Like, they can't do it themselves because they're, like you said, they're already working on the next thing. So, like,
they should pick me. Pick us. We'll do it.
Yeah, we'll do it.
I could make this the best game in the world, like, of all time in, like, a day, bro.
Spider-Man ult just one-shots. His map hits everybody. Auto-target. Pulls him in. Does, like, a Thanos ability.
How do they...
Map pulls are gone.
I think they need to do something about Thing. Like, I don't know how y'all feel about the Thing. I'm sure
fine.
YOLO died. Yeah, see, like, you're a dive.
Please no.
Bro, no, that's my problem is the Thing is way too one-dimensional. He's extremely one-dimensional. He's terrible into anything long distance.
No.
That's fine though.
Thing
I
died.
think that's okay in a hero shooter.
I called this on Thing. The reason I know you guys probably don't care about this. I'm very passionate about Thing. Okay, he's when they gave him the mobility to jump to other heroes, I knew that was like the nail in the coffin for him, and that's like not the direction he should have moved in. And I even said like you need to give like he's not going to be tanky enough, and you're turning him into a character that like doesn't fulfill the role he's trying to do, which is just like he's like the melee anchor tank. Kinda, almost like he's super tanky, a lot high damage.
My problem is
good
he loses the brawl to like Doctor Strange frontlines. Like he should win against double shield brawls, but
Emma,
he loses.
Yeah.
What's Emma? Like they gave too much, like I said earlier, power budget to mobility rather than to his raw tankiness.
I don't think it's like Strange particularly. I think it's like the DPS and the back line. Like,
well, I mean that's true too. Like when Bucky's shooting at you on the front line, like you just can't survive.
No,
like, you can't survive.
Like I hard agree with Captain. Like the thing that they changed where you could jump to someone, especially the combining that with the grounded effect in his punch, is so brain dead. We don't need every character to do everything at all times, and that's kind of why I didn't like the Spider-Man thing that you said as well. Like I don't need Spider-Man to be a support. I don't need Thing to be an anti-flag. Like we have Hulk for that. We have Strange. We have Maggle. Like we have options as tanks to deal with flyers. We don't need a point-and-click brain-dead version of a Hulk tackle. A Hulk tackle actually takes skill. Thing looking at you and charging his punch is miserable. Like playing a flyer into that, like Avenue. I'm sure you know playing Torch into Thing when he just marks you and punches you and
and if you
it's
get
cancer.
I'm gonna keep on the
it's
ground.
Zero skill. Yeah.
And the worst part is,
forever.
like Thing players like aren't happy right now because he just gets absolutely melted in melee because that 5% that they took away, it feels awful.
Exactly. He's shit in the front line. He doesn't win front line, and also he's not even a peel character really. Like that's like Kappa because the problem is you come backline to slam on something. Guess what the rest of the enemy team is gonna do? They walk forward because you give up front line, and then most of the time the slam doesn't even secure a kill because the dive player will be good enough to be super fast. Like if I'm playing Panther into Thing, I will either just AFK if the Thing is just sitting on his backline, cock watching his supports, and wait for my team to win because their tank is AFK.
Literally, yeah.
It's a myth that Thing is good into dive. Like
exactly.
There are
if
much better
frontline,
characters.
Yeah, I just go in and I'm so fast and I get out before he slams.
Yeah, like most dive like. They'll just run. They won't track the cooldown, and then it's just like they wonder why. And even then, like it knocks them up. So a lot of times they just like float out of it. It's just it's very unreliable.
Like, it pops them so high in the air, you just dash out of it afterwards. It's like
cool if they took the grounding effect from his punch and applied it to like his own knockups. I think that could be cool. Like maybe you could do some kind of like interesting combo that way, where it's like you can like air stun juggle them a little bit.
Just turn him into Doomfist, bro. I want to take Doomfist.
They went the wrong direction with Thing.
If his slam, like his like charge slam thing, if that was you jump to an allied target and you slam on them, and then the radius was bigger and it grounded the targets that were in the radius completely, then he would actually be good counter diver because it would be point and click, and that's fine. You can have that type of style in the game, and it doesn't pop them away from you. Like you want them to be grounded so the diver actually dies.
I think his dash should be the knock-up where he's running, knocks some people up, and then when he slams, it should be a knockdown, like a mic. Like
that could work too. Like you could combo it where you knock them up and then slam them down. Like that could be cool
Right,
too.
and then if they're like a certain height off the ground, then that would be where like your punch comes. It's like, okay, I need to get them a little lower because I don't think it should work. Which it'd be so much flow so much better. But yeah, what were you saying, Mills?
Oh well, I wanted to actually. I left it for the end just so that we could talk about it because I know everyone's gonna have hot takes about it. How do y'all feel about supports right now? Like the support balance in the game. How do you feel about support ultimate, support meta? What do y'all think about that? I know we have no support mains represented here, which is perfect. So we can just
I think and Rival specifically, support's one of those roles where is. I'm just gonna say it, bro. Most supports are boosted in this game because it's so unbelievably forgiving for what you like have to put in. Like I could play Rocket Raccoon and like he'll bot my way to top 500, and all I have to do is just press Q and like I can and like survive.
Bro, name another role where you can do 0 damage and get high rank.
It's insane. It's like I feel like the whole idea of support is like like what I usually tell people that come to my streams, like how do I rank up on support? I'm like just do more damage, but then I'm like you could just play Rocket Raccoon. You know what I mean? Because like I feel like a lot of people just heal bot.
You have to play like 300 games,
right.
but like you'll
guys. I want to point something out to everybody if you haven't noticed. Okay, look at the bundle of supports that we got. Like bundle all 3 roles. Okay, look at the best support in your opinion. It doesn't matter who it is, and the worst support in your opinion. So in my opinion, I think Jeff is the best support, and the worst support is like
Ultron,
Adam, whatever. Doesn't matter. Look at how small the gap is between Jeff and Adam, like relatively speaking, with all the other supports in the middle. Now compare Psylocke to Scarlet.
Yeah. There is no support that's less than B tier.
It's crazy.
It's like B to S tier for supports and like S to F tier for DPS.
It's crazy, and because we have 20 plus DPS, and they keep at this is next season. If no, actually next season doesn't count. Every single season they've added a DPS. There's never been a tank support season. So we already started the game with 20-esque DPS. We keep adding more DPS. The DPS role is wildly imbalanced where you're only seeing the same 5-ish characters in DPS. Like there's actually more supports played than DPS, and DPS has more than triple the amount of characters. Like it's so bad, the balance of DPS in this game, and it doesn't even matter if supports are like good and bad because every support is better than most DPS. That's why triple support exists.
I can just like, why would I like play DPS when I can just go Luna Snow and do the same amount of damage and heal my team and freeze and like have the best ultimate in the game? You know what I mean? Like
you remember in season 3.5 where it's like, okay, Bucky is already picked on my team, Jean Grey's banned. What do I play now? I guess I'll go Adam because it's better than every other 20 plus DPS that I could pick.
I mean, yeah, it's like
I guess except
if
for
I
Torch,
really just wanted to like rank, if I want to have a day where I just want to like climb as many ranks as possible, like I could literally just insta lock Luna and like just like off angle like DPS and like kill my team and like pop the best ultimate.
Yeah, her damage is unreal.
Okay.
It's insane. Like it's just ridiculous.
Do you think that they make supports stronger so more people play them?
No, they add more supports.
No, I just think they're trying to cater to casuals. That's all it is.
See, I
Add
disagree.
more tanks and supports.
I think they make supports OP so it's a role that people are willing to play.
Yeah,
I think that's a big reason why. And I think you got to just get used to your supports being boosted. You're going to get a lot of that until they make the role on par with you have to have 2 supports on your team.
I feel like a support shouldn't a character in a game shouldn't just be able to heal bot and like win games. Like I can't just like sit in the back line and right click and just start winning games. Like it's just.
I mean that's
fine.
I
think we can just balance the role.
Like
we don't have to make it super busted if we just start releasing like way more supports and tanks.
I agree.
We don't really like. I don't know how y'all DPS players feel. But I don't think we need another DPS for a while. Like
no,
we really just don't. Like we have every flavor of DPS. Like just
that makes me
focus on balancing the other roles, and you can introduce new stuff there. So like, however you balance it is, if there's a new shiny toy, people will still play the role. Like it's fine.
It just makes me think about like the longevity of the game. Like I feel like we talk about all this stuff now, but like 5 months from now, I wonder how the game really is going to be when like there's a lot more supports added, there's a lot more tanks added, like, and just there's more of a meta. Like hopefully 5 months from now, like there isn't just 4 characters to play. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just if you don't play these 4 characters, like you just insta lose. Like I wonder why if they keep these characters so broken, it's because they know they're going to be releasing like characters like them in the future. You know what I mean? Like so
Flyers were really OP right before Angela came out.
Yeah, I just wonder how Rivals is going to be like 5 months from now. Like it's definitely gonna be, and it's definitely gonna be in a better state in my opinion because there's gonna be more broken stuff to use. Because I feel like the main the things that people complaining about is just like it's the same 4 characters, it's the same few characters that are just broken. Like and all the supports are broken. Well, there's like only 5 supports and there's only so many DPS and all that stuff. So I feel like the game is actually gonna get a lot better.
Like in the support role, the support role itself is like very balanced, like in a micro, like in a vacuum. Yeah. Like it is very balanced. If you compare it to the other characters in the game, it's imbalanced because I think it's very clear that support has the most impact. But I don't think that we don't need super broken, hyper broken supports for people to play it. We just need more characters. Like for me, for example, I never touched a support before Ultron came out, and I touched Ultron because he was designed to do damage, and it just like his personality, like he's just very like. He's just like a bro hero. He's like a masculine, like cool villain character, and so it like appeals to the type of characters that I like to play. So I picked Ultron, and then that opened me up to playing like Adam and other stuff. Like I still will never play Luna or Cloak or like Sue or Rocket because I don't like the heal body type of play like characters. But some people like loading up into rivals and just heal botting all day. Like that's just what they like.
So this is a problem that hero shooter devs will run into where they're trying to create supports that have like all these offensive capabilities, right? Damage dealing capabilities. But the problem is that just becomes better than like DPS. Like, like how do you do that? And so what Overwatch's solution to that was they gave DPS like a DPS passive where when DPS do damage, a person is marked and they have like 25% less healing for like the next 3 seconds. What Rivals looks like it's trying to do, I don't know the direction they're going to go in 5, but they're adding a lot of antis like to the role. And I can see a future where they just kind of fill up tanks and DPS with like they just have a whole bunch of anti-heals, and it's like you're not going to find any anti-heals in the support role. So like that's what they do. I don't really think that that's a good idea necessarily, but it's basically trying to give people a reason to play DPS and then at the same time allow them to buff these supports and allow them to do damage. Because otherwise, you just have to have supports that do no damage if you want them to be heal body, or you have to like heavily nerf the healing, but then like
you're saying make it a bit more like rock paper scissors.
Just give a reason to pick the role. Like give people a reason to pick the role. And like right now the line is too blurred where there's not really a huge reason to pick the role of DPS. Outside of like like Daredevil and like Hela and Jean and Psylocke, like a few characters, but like that's something that is really hard to balance. It's like how do you create a character like Adam Warlock that has like all these offensive capabilities, but then also keep him balanced because he either does no damage and then he's just like super he doesn't really play make. Or he does a lot of damage, and then he's just better than DPS. Like, how do you balance that? It's super hard.
Actually, I think Adam and Mantis are, I think, the 2 best designed supports in the game because they reward skill expression. Like, you get more heals from headshots. And that's, like, awesome.
Well, those
like,
are my favorite type of characters. Like,
and I think what you do to promote, like, a subtle way, I don't know if I've ever heard anyone talk about this, actually, but people will complain about Adam and Ultron not being good in 2-2-2, so how do you balance it? And like, how do you remove triple support? You balance it by giving those characters team ups with main supports like Luna. Like Adam Luna team up is good because it promotes playing those 2 together, but it needs to be something that like heals, right? Like you should be incentivized to play like let's say Ultron and Sue together because you get some crazy team up that makes up for the lack of healing through this team up.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Makes sense.
It's a great idea.
It's still hard because it might just be broken in triple. It might just be broken in triple, the triple support.
Well, then you also have supports getting banned too, which kind of opens up the can of worms. If they made enough of them,
it would be interesting, but so they can't be banned out.
It would be.
Sorry, go ahead. Like,
I would just say it just like depend on the nature of the team up. Like if you stack it with like another support, and it would just like create this issue of where you have so much excess healing because you're playing 2 main supports plus the Ultron, and then you have this crazy team up. But it would just really, really depend on what it is.
Yeah.
And
it could be like a cloak bubble or something, like pure healing. Like just a pure healing ability. I could see that, yeah.
I have an idea, like maybe one that like takes any over healing your team does, since the Ultron orb is always ticking, and applying it to the person with the orb, like as like a bonus shield. So that way it wouldn't make triple heals OP because you'd be applying the shields. Like there's ways you can design it where because you don't heal through shields. So with the triple heal comp, for instance, like if you had, like you said, Ultron, like something like a team up with another healer would be an issue. If you basically make it so his overhealing turns into more shields, you effectively lower the value of the third healer. Like there's things you can do.
Yeah, exactly. That's like a really good idea.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do. I do think Lyte is onto something. What were you gonna say though, Avenue?
No, I was gonna actually just completely switch. I was gonna ask you guys, how do y'all feel about them removing stacking for a casual game?
Horrible.
Oh yeah, they
I
need
have
to
so
bring
many
that back.
so many people that come into my chat every day
Why
and
do
ask
they
me if
do
I've heard any news about them bringing back.
It goes back to exactly what you were saying, Avenue, where they don't really understand what they want their game to be. Because
I think they're having identity crisis.
That's like a hardcore, that's like a hardcore competitive opinion, like thing to do. Is to make it so you can't stack.
Exactly.
Like,
so I don't understand.
It's like, is the game competitive or not? Like,
yeah,
are we trying?
That's my biggest problem with
They're doing like some decisions this way, some decisions that way.
To me, it's like very obviously competitive with like the nature of their esport. Like they
Yeah,
had
they
$1
should.
million.
It's like they want it to be competitive, but they don't want to lose their player base at the
Yeah,
same
it's
time.
like-
I don't know how to explain
But
it.
like they found a route. Like the game breached 100K in the zombies PVE. Like massive skyrockets and like people playing the game. And it's like, just do more of that for casuals, new heroes, fun game modes like that, and then we can just have our multiplayer hyper competitive. Like I think that would be
Like I feel like
what we
quick
could
match
do.
is made
No
for
worse.
casuals, and then if you want to play ranked, that's when you get competitive.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
Also-
So like, I don't know, man. Like, if they just make the characters more skill expressive and don't have the characters play for you, and then I don't know, and like if they pick a side, I feel like the game will like instantly like get better. Like, I mean, one hot fix of them just picking a side, whether they want it to be a casual game or a competitive game, it could like immediately draw people into the game. Like,
Yeah, I
even
kind of
more.
agree with that. Like
Yeah.
that was one of the big problems League had, was their overarching design philosophy. They're going through the same thing Marvel Rivals is that League did, where they have some characters that were balanced around low ranks, and I've talked about it in other episodes before. I totally agree. I think they just need to like double down and go one direction, but I unfortunately I just don't see that happening. I really don't think
It's such a
NetEase
weird thing to do, man. Like get rid of stacking, but you want to have a casual game, and then you want to make these characters like meant for casuals, but then you want to have an
Yeah.
esports team. I don't.
I don't.
Get it.
Yeah, I
That's
don't care
the-
what anyone says. Like this game is like a competitive game. It just is. Like you don't have $1 million grand finals without that.
Yeah,
Like
I
that
say
is
about that all the
unheard
time.
of.
I'm like,
It
why
is
are they
unheard
hosting
of.
$1 million
They dropped
tournament?
$3 million on the Ignite circuit,
Yeah.
and there's like rumors of them doing like potentially more in the future. Like obviously that's like take that with a grain of salt, but like what we do know is $3 million esports tournament. The devs have said that they like esports, and it's like, okay, well like,
Then you want a competitive game?
like
you know what I
balance
mean?
like it, like make it
yeah, like
if
balance
that's
like
the
it.
way,
Yeah, like what?
Well, is Psylocke a necessary evil then? Like I said, back to my initial point, they buff her super hard to sell her summer skins, and then in turn that turns into prize money for the pro scene, and then it's this like,
They don't need that, bro.
they don't need it.
No, they're
Yeah,
banking,
they're daddies,
you know,
bro. Like
they-
they're a mobile game company. They got money. Like they got
All right.
money.
Well, before we wrap up, what are your thoughts on the zombie mode? Have you guys tried it? Do you like it? Do you think stuff
Yeah.
like that's good for the game? Or
I think it's amazing for the game.
Yeah?
Keeps the
Yeah.
casuals on one side and puts the competitive players in ranks.
Yeah,
like I
beat,
said before,
I beat Nightmare 4 one time, never playing it again.
Everybody says that.
think-
I've never touched Nightmare 4 yet.
Yeah, no, it's like, I think it's great for the game. I think it's boring personally, and I think Nightmare 4 is actually miserable. Like it's so miserable to play. It is like a DPS. Just pick Blade. If you don't pick Blade, you're trolling. Maybe it's different after the patch, but before, if you didn't pick Blade, you were trolling. And then when the two Scarlets spawn together and they spam their stun, if you get stunned one time, you die, and it's not for me.
I missed the TFT
But it's good
mode.
for the game.
I think it's cool
Ultron
that they have
Matrix.
done more modes. The TFT mode,
Yeah.
the zombies
So
mode.
good.
Like I hope they keep that up. It shows that
Yeah.
they are willing.
It
to
ain't
do
no
stuff like that.
Junkenstein's though. Junkenstein's Revenge 2016. That cleared. Like there's nothing like that.
Oh yeah.
Lucia Ball.
Yeah, but what about 2017, 2018, 2019, all the same fucking
Yeah,
game?
yeah.
2020, 2021,
Yeah.
2022. Yeah, just the same shit over and over.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to wrap things up, but I just want to go around what one buff or nerf you want to see in 5.0. First you, Captain Coach. One buff, one nerf, real quick.
Well, obviously buff Hulk, but I'll try to give a better answer than that. Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing a full rework on some of like the weaker DPS, just because I think like part of part of the reason those characters are balanced is because of their like inherent design, and it's like with Scarlet Witch, for instance. Like I like playing against Scarlet Witch, so maybe buff some of the weaker DPS to see if it's more just like a meta thing. I don't know. I mean, obviously I want Hulk buff, but yeah, we'll say all the Scarlet Witch people out there. Shout out to my Scarlet Witch, the Scarlet Witch watchers. We'll buff Scarlet Witch. One nerf, Psylocke ult, and then what was the last one?
Yeah, just a buff and nerf. That's it. Yeah, just in
okay.
season 5.
I gave a really long answer to give you guys more time to think of your answer.
All right,
Yes.
all right, Lyte, what about you? Yeah, one buff, one nerf.
Well, I think Psylocke like has to go without saying, but I think they'll already nerf Psylocke. Like, there's no way that they don't nerf Psylocke ult.
Yeah,
so,
surely.
I would nerf Emma again. I really don't want to see her go another half season just dominating the game. I think her alone just denies so many characters. It denies every melee DPS. It denies like most of the melee tanks. It just has to be removed or the game is not playable. And for a buff, I'd like to see Blade get buffed. I think Blade is too cool of a character to be as dog shit as he is. Like, we need to have that character like have some type of relevance or presence in this game with his anti-heal mechanic.
I can see that, yeah. Okay, what about you, Avenue?
I'm actually going to say something different. I think they just need to, I guess, buff no-hit regs, bro. Get rid of them. I don't know how they'll do it. I don't know how they'll fix it. But make the game feel better. If they buff the no-hit regs, a lot of characters get buffed. And if they just need to nerf iframes, get rid of them. I don't like Starler flipping and he becomes invincible. I don't like magic.
No iframes? No iframes?
No iframes, bro. I'm sick
seeing...
and tired of iframes. I'm sick and tired of no-hit regs.
Bro, seeing Moon Knight creep up into the meta, he's just kind of like hoping they don't.
Dude, if they literally
not
like,
saying anything,
fix the servers in this game, like Moon Knight and Blade, like I'm telling you right now, they'll skyrocket. I have so many hours on both of them, and a lot of what holds me back from winning matches is literally just losing duels because of no hit regs.
I'll say I don't even really play the support role like that, but I will say I think that Loki probably deserves a little bit of a buff. I think. Honestly, Daredevil kind of counters him in a way, and honestly, like Loki's just like probably the worst support right now in like ranked play. Yeah. At least for most people.
Oh, I do want to say about Blade. I was talking to one of my friends one time, and they suggested that with Blade, the anti-heal should be based, like the percentage should be based on how many supports are in the lobby. So if it's one support, it's 20%. If 2, 40, 3, it's 60, etc.
I think that's too much for the game to handle.
I don't agree with that.
Interesting, but
the healing.
We're gonna end up in this like fucking rock paper scissors counter swapping meta where like Blade alone just completely shits on all triple sub.
Well, it doesn't make by percentage healing by its nature alone like counters the fact that there are more healers. Just like
What do you mean?
Well, a 40% of 3 healers output is going to be more healing reduced than 40% of 2 healers output. So it's like kind of like the way it functions now kind of already does that. It would just be OP at that point. Just buff Blade, like just buff the healing percent.
So you think it should be like a flat like 40?
Isn't that what it is? I thought it was 40.
I think it's like 20,
right,
bro. It's
they could definitely
it doesn't matter.
Up it by like 10% or whatever.
They should make it so if people are attacking a target and the healing reduces on them, healers won't be able to heal through it, but it should only last a few seconds. Is how I think it should work. So there's it's like a timing window. So boom, healing reduce. Everybody do it. Can we nuke them? No. Do they get like there's counterplay? You have time to get out.
Bro, what if they made Blade's anti-heal like an isolation? Like the Blade himself can't be healed, but the target can't be healed either. Like you mark them for like 5 seconds, and then that would make his lifesteal and his sword like
be so bad.
Like have a value. Like if I'm playing
like
Blade,
a fucking mini Mordekaiser ult, or like,
yes. If I'm playing
Blade,
if I'm playing Blade and I tag somebody with that gunshot, now neither of us can be healed, but wait, what if it was like damage and healing? Like it was like you can't be damaged by anyone else besides the target that you marked.
That would be cool. Isolate your target. That would be kind of tough.
Yeah. You like tag them, and then it's just like a mini 1v1 for 5 seconds.
I think we're talking about a new character.
Yeah, that's like a new hero.
I want like an actual Mordekaiser ISO ult, like in the game. There needs to be a character. I don't know what character that would be.
You should just ult a Trank. GG.
Oh, dude, Professor X, Psychic Realm. Takes him into
fire.
That'd be
Go
sick.
ahead and cook.
To see what they do with all
and
these
in the
characters.
Psychic Realm, he can stand. You know, like
a Mordekaiser ult.
He could be whoever he wants to be.
Yeah, bro. A Mordekaiser ult would literally change the game. It would completely change the game.
Take full isolation.
You just ult the Trank. GG. And
yeah,
then
you lose your static in there. Like, yeah, looking at your ass. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be actually really interesting to have like an ult that supports need to bait out first before they fucking press
It would
Q.
completely change the game if that wasn't the game.
Oh yeah, 100%. All right.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, thank y'all guys for coming on. I really appreciate it. It was so fun talking with y'all. I'm definitely
Good
down
pod.
to have y'all on in the future if either of y'all want to come back for another episode. But first off, Lyte, tell people where to find you.
Yeah, I stream every single day. I do not miss a day. I'm live every day, Lyte PK on Twitch, and I also have a YouTube, Lyte PK as well, on Instagram, TikTok, all that other stuff. But yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on.
Oh yeah, Avenue.
I stream 5 or 6 days a week on Twitch, iAmAvenue, TikTok, iAmAvenue, YouTube, iAmAvenue, just iAmAvenue anywhere, and I'm there.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, well, thank you guys once again for coming on, and yeah, see you next time, chat.